Lekki. Phase 2. 2:30 a.m. Segan could not sleep. For the third night in a row, something was bothering him. His construction site. His unfinished building. The one he had been building for 8 months. For 8 months, not a single thing had been stolen. Not one bag of cement. Not one iron rod. Not one window frame. In Lagos, where construction sites got robbed every night, where thieves stripped buildings faster than you could build them. Impossible. His project manager said it was luck. His engineer said it was the security lights. His friends said he was worrying too much. But Segan knew better. Something was protecting his property. So tonight he decided to find out what. He drove to the site at 2:30 a.m., parked far away, walked quietly in the dark, and what he saw made him freeze. There was someone living in his unfinished building. A woman, sleeping on the concrete floor of the second story. A thin wrapper. A small bag. Nothing else. But that was not what shocked him. What shocked him was what she was doing every night. This homeless woman had been protecting his 50 million Nigerian Naira's investment. And he had no idea. But before I tell you this incredible story, do me one favor. If you love powerful stories about courage, survival, and unexpected blessings, please subscribe to my channel right now. I create these amazing moral stories every week. You don't want to miss the next one. Hit that subscribe button. Alright, let's go back to how this all started. Segan Adeyemi was 35 years old. He owned a small construction company in Lagos. Not a big company. Just him, 3 workers, and whatever contracts he could get. But he had a dream. For 5 years, he had been saving money. Every kobo. Every naira. Cutting costs. Working extra jobs. Sleeping in his office some nights to save rent.
Why?
Because he wanted to build his own property. His own building. Something he could rent out. Something that would give him passive income. Something that would change his life. After 5 years of suffering and saving, he finally had enough. 50 million Nigerian Nairas. Not enough to finish the building completely, but enough to start. He would finish it as money came in. He bought a plot of land in Lekki Phase 2. A good location. Growing area. Land was cheaper there than Phase 1, but still valuable. The plan was simple. Build a 4-story building. 16 flats. 2-bedroom apartments. Rent them out. Make 8 million Nigerian Nairas per year in rent after paying back his loans. It would change everything. January 2025, he started construction. By September 2025, the building was 70% complete. 4 stories up.
Roof on. Windows in.
Plastering started. Electrical work halfway done. Plumbing almost finished. Just 3 more months, and he would be done. But there was a problem. A big problem. In Lekki, construction sites got robbed. Constantly. Thieves would come at night and steal everything. Bags of cement. Iron rods. Roofing sheets. Windows.
Doors.
Wiring.
Pipes.
Even the generator if you were not careful. Every builder Segan knew had lost things. Some lost so much they had to stop construction. Segan knew this. So he took precautions. He hired a night security guard. Paid him 40,000 Nigerian Nairas per month. The guard worked for 2 weeks. Then he stopped coming. Took the money and disappeared. Segan hired another guard. Same thing. 3 weeks, then gone. He tried a third guard. This one lasted 1 month, then started coming drunk. Segan fired him. By June, Segan stopped hiring guards. It was useless. They either stole from him themselves or did not do their job. He installed security lights instead. Big ones. Solar-powered. They came on automatically at night and made the site very bright. But lights alone could not stop thieves. Everyone knew that. So Segan prepared for the worst. He accepted that things would get stolen. He just hoped it would not be too much. But then something strange happened. Nothing got stolen. Not in June. Not in July. Not in August. Not in September. Zero theft. For 4 months straight. Every morning, Segan would come to the site expecting to find something missing. But everything was always there. Every bag of cement. Every rod. Every window. Even his generator, a 800,000 Nigerian Nairas Furman generator that sat right there in the open, never touched. His project manager, Kunal, was amazed. Oga, I have been building in Lagos for 15 years. I have never seen a site that did not get robbed. Not once. This is not normal. I know, Segan said, but I am not complaining. Maybe it is the lights, Kunal suggested. Lights did not stop thieves at the site in Aja. You remember. They stole everything even with the lights. Then what is it? Segan did not know, but something in his gut told him it was not luck. Someone or something was watching his property. And tonight he was going to find out who. It was 2:30 a.m. when Segan arrived at the construction site. He parked his car far away, around the corner, so no one would see it. He walked quietly toward the property. The security lights were on, making the site bright. But he stayed in the shadows, watching. At first he saw nothing.
Just the building.
For stories. Unfinished. Silent. Then he heard something. Footsteps. Someone walking on the second floor. Segan's heart started beating fast. A thief? Finally? He moved closer, staying hidden behind a pile of sand. Then he saw her. A woman. She was walking around the second floor, checking the windows. She had a long stick in her hand, a piece of wood, maybe 2 meters long. She was thin, dark skin, short hair, wearing a faded blue wrapper and a gray t-shirt, bare feet. She walked slowly, carefully, looking at every corner of the building, checking, watching, like a guard. Segan watched her for 10 minutes. She went down to the first floor, walked around, checked the generator, looked at the bags of cement stacked in the corner, touched them to make sure they were still there. Then she went back upstairs to the second floor. She spread a thin wrapper on the concrete floor,
Sat down.
pulled a small black bag close to her, and lay down. She was sleeping there, living there, in his unfinished building. Segan did not know what to do. His first thought was anger. Someone was trespassing on his property. But then he stopped himself. This woman, she was not stealing. She was protecting. He had seen her checking everything, making sure nothing was taken, walking with that stick like a guard. Was she the reason nothing had been stolen for 4 months? Segan needed to know. He stepped out from behind the sand pile and walked toward the building. The moment his foot hit the concrete, the woman jumped up.
Fast.
She grabbed her stick and held it in front of her like a weapon. "Who is there?" she shouted. Her voice was strong, not afraid, ready to fight. Segan raised his hands. "Wait.
Wait.
I am not here to hurt you. This is my property. I am the owner." The woman did not lower the stick. She squinted at him through the bright lights. "You are the owner?"
Yes.
"My name is Segan. Segan Adeyemi. I am the one building this place." She stared at him for a long moment. Then slowly, she lowered the stick. But she did not drop it. "I am sorry, sir," she said. "I did not know you would come at night. I thought you were thieves." "Thieves?" Segan walked closer, slowly. "You thought I was a thief? You were ready to fight me?" "Yes, sir. I fight them every night. They come. I chase them." Segan stopped walking. His mind was trying to process what he just heard. "You chase thieves? From my site?" "Yes, sir. Every night. Sometimes 2 times. Sometimes 3 times. They come to steal your things. I chase them." Segan felt like the ground was moving under his feet. "How long have you been doing this?" "For months, sir. Since June." "For months." The exact time when the theft stopped.
Why?
Segan asked. "Why are you doing this?" The woman looked down. Sir, I live here. I sleep here every night. This is the only roof I have. I do not want anyone to destroy it. If they steal your things, you will stop building. If you stop building, I will have nowhere to sleep. Segan could not believe what he was hearing. So, you have been protecting my building because you live here? Yes, sir. And you fight thieves?
Alone?
With just that stick? Yes, sir. Are you crazy? You could get killed. The woman looked up at him. Her eyes were tired but strong. Sir, I have nothing left to lose. I lost my home, my family, everything. This building is all I have. I will protect it with my life. Segan stood there in the middle of his construction site at 3 a.m., looking at this homeless woman who had been protecting his 50 million Nigerian nairas investment every single night for 4 months. And he did not know whether to thank her or to call the police. What is your name? Segan finally asked. Ada, sir. Ada Okafor. How old are you? 32, sir. Segan looked at her. She looked older than 32. Life had been hard on her. You could see it in her face. Ada, sit down, Segan said. I need to understand. How did you end up here? Living in my unfinished building. Ada sat down on the concrete floor. Segan sat across from her. And she told him everything. I used to be an architect, sir, she began. Segan's eyes went wide. An architect? Yes, sir. I graduated from University of Lagos. 2015, architecture. Second class upper. Then what happened? Ada took a deep breath. I got a good job at a firm in Victoria Island. I was doing well, making 350,000 Nigerian nairas per month. I bought a small piece of land in Aja. I was building my own house. Small one. Just 2 bedrooms. I wanted to build it slowly for my salary. Then in 2022, my father got very sick. Cancer. He needed treatment. It cost millions. My salary was not enough. So I sold my land. I sold my car. I borrowed money. I spent everything on his treatment.
He died anyway.
January 2023. Ada's voice was shaking now, but she continued. After he died, I had debts. Big debts. 4 million Nigerian nairas. The people I borrowed from wanted their money. They gave me 6 months. I tried to pay, but my salary was not enough. I was paying 200,000 Nigerian nairas per month to the debt, living on 150,000 Nigerian nairas. It was not enough. I started missing rent. Then my company started having problems. The economy was bad. They started cutting salaries. My 350,000 Nigerian nairas became 200,000 Nigerian nairas. Then 150,000 Nigerian nairas. Then they said they were downsizing. They fired me. January 2024. Ada wiped her eyes. I tried to find work. For 4 months, I searched. No one was hiring. The few firms that were hiring wanted experienced people with connections. I had experience, but no connections. And I was a woman. In construction, architecture firms prefer men. They said I would get married and leave, or get pregnant and take time off. Nobody wanted to hire me. By May 2024, I could not pay my rent. My landlord threw me out. I lost my room. I stayed with friends for a while. But you cannot stay with friends forever. They have their own problems. By June, I was on the streets, completely homeless. Segan listened without interrupting. I moved around for 2 weeks, Ada continued. Sleeping under bridges, in bus stops, anywhere I could find. It was dangerous. Men tried to attack me.
Twice.
I barely escaped. Then one night, I was walking past the site. I saw this building. 4 stories. Unfinished. But it had a roof. It had walls. The security lights made it safe. Nobody was here at night. I thought, maybe I could just stay here for 1 night. Just 1 night.
Hide. Rest.
Then leave in the morning before anyone comes. But that night, Thieves came.
3 men.
They came to steal the generator. I was upstairs hiding. I heard them. I was so angry. I thought, I am already living in this place. If they steal the generator, maybe the owner will stop building. Maybe he will abandon this place. And then where will I go? So I took a stick, and I ran down shouting. I pretended there were many of us. I shouted, thief,
Thief. Security.
come, come. I banged the stick on the walls, made noise, made it sound like many people were coming. The thieves got scared and ran away. Ada looked at Segan. After that night, I decided, this is my home now. I will protect it. If I protect it, the building will be finished. If the building is finished, maybe I can stay a little longer before they rent it out. And even if they chase me, at least I will have had a roof for a few months. So, every night, I guard this place. I chase thieves. I protect your things. Because this is all I have, sir. This unfinished building. It is my only home. The silence after she finished was heavy. Segan sat there, trying to process everything. This woman was a trained architect. Educated. She had a good job.
She owned land.
She had a future. And now she was homeless. Sleeping on concrete. Fighting thieves with a stick. Just to have a roof over her head. The bags of cement, Segan said slowly. The ones in the corner. They are always arranged perfectly. In neat stacks. Did you do that? Ada nodded. Yes, sir.
To keep them organized. And dry.
I also noticed your electrical cables were not tied properly. I tied them. And the drainage on the roof was blocked. I cleared it so water would not collect. Segan's mouth fell open. You have been maintaining my building? Yes, sir. If I live here, I should keep it good. It is the right thing to do. Segan stood up. He walked to the edge of the floor and looked out at the Lagos night. This woman had been protecting his building, his dream, his 50 million Nigerian nairas investment, for 4 months.
She had fought thieves.
Maintained the site. Kept everything safe. And he never knew. He never even suspected. Ada, Segan said, turning back to her, you said you are an architect. Yes, sir. Can you work? Ada looked confused. Sir, I need someone to oversee this project.
Make sure the work is done well.
My project manager is good, but he is not an architect. Things keep going wrong. Measurements are off. The electrical plan is not right. I need an architect. Can you do it? Ada's eyes went wide. Sir, are you offering me a job? Yes. But sir, I am homeless. I have been living on your site without permission. You should be chasing me away, not offering me work. Segan smiled. You have been protecting my property for 4 months. You chased away thieves. You maintained my site. You organized my materials. You cleared my drainage. You did more than any of my paid guards ever did. And you did it for free. Because you cared. That is the kind of person I want working for me. Ada started crying. Sir, I do not know what to say. Say yes. 200,000 Nigerian nairas per month. You oversee the construction. Make sure everything is built correctly. Use your knowledge. Help me finish this building properly. But sir, where will I live? Segan thought for a moment. The boys' quarters. It is not finished yet. But it has walls and a roof. It has a toilet and a small bathroom. The plumbing works. I will get you a mattress and some furniture. You can live there while you work. Free. Ada could not stop crying. Sir, why? Why are you being so kind to me? Segan looked at her seriously. Because you protected my dream when you had nothing. Because you had the courage to fight for something that was not even yours. Because you are an architect living homeless while I am building a building without an architect. It makes sense to me. Ada stood up. She was shaking. Sir, I will not let you down. I promise. I will work so hard. I will make sure this building is perfect. I know you will, Segan said. That is why I am hiring you. The next morning, Segan came back to the site at 8 a.m. He brought his project manager, Kunnel. Kunnel, there is someone I want you to meet. Kunnel followed Segan to the second floor. Ada was already up. She had folded her wrapper neatly and was checking the foundation pillars. Kunnel, this is Ada. She is an architect. She will be joining us to oversee the project. Kunnel looked at the thin woman in the faded wrapper and gray t-shirt. He looked back at Segan like his boss had gone mad. Sir, an architect?
Yes.
University of Lagos graduate. 2015, she will check all our work and make sure we are building correctly. But sir, she starts today. 200,000 Nigerian nairas per month. She will live in the boys' quarters. Make sure she has everything she needs. Kunnel opened his mouth to protest, but he saw the look on Segan's face. The boss was serious. Yes, sir, Kunnel said. That day, everything changed. First, Segan gave Ada money to buy clothes. Professional clothes, work boots, a safety helmet, a bag for her documents and tools. Then he took her to a cheap hotel so she could shower and clean up properly. For the first time in 4 months, Ada had hot water. She cried in that shower. When she came out, she looked different.
Clean.
Her short hair washed and neat. Wearing simple black pants and a white shirt Segan bought for her. She looked like what she was, a professional. They went back to the site. Segan gave her a small office, just a corner of the first floor with a table and chair. And he gave her the building plans. Check everything, he said. Tell me what is wrong. Tell me what needs to be fixed. Ada spent the whole day going through the plans. She climbed every floor, measured walls, checked angles, tested pipes, examined electrical work. By evening, she had a list, a long list. Sir, she said to Segan, I found 18 problems. 18? Yes, sir. Some small, some big. If you do not fix them now, you will have serious issues later. She showed him. The drainage pipes were angled wrong. Water would collect in the pipes instead of flowing out. 3 pillars were not properly aligned. Over time, they would create cracks in the walls. The electrical conduits were too close to the water pipes. If there was a leak, it could cause a short circuit. The roof slope was incorrect. Rainwater would collect instead of running off. The windows on the 3rd floor were different sizes from the windows on the other floors. It looked bad. 5 doorways were built smaller than the plan showed. The doors would not fit properly. The list went on. Kunnel stood there, his face red with embarrassment. I did not notice these things, sir, he said to Segan. That is why we have an architect now, Segan said calmly. Ada, can these problems be fixed? Yes, sir. Most of them are easy to fix now. If we wait until after plastering, they will cost 10 times more to fix. Then fix them. You have full authority. Whatever you say needs to be done, Kunnel will do it. Kunnel looked unhappy, but he nodded. Over the next week, Ada worked like someone possessed. She was on site from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day, checking every detail, correcting every mistake, teaching the workers how to do things properly. The workers did not like her at first. Who is this woman telling us how to do our job? But Ada did not care. She was professional, firm. If something was wrong, she made them do it again, and again, until it was right. I am not trying to make your life hard, she told them. I am trying to make sure this building does not fall down on somebody's head in 5 years. Slowly, they started to respect her, because she was right. Every time. She knew what she was talking about. Kunnel also started to respect her. Sir, he told Segan one day, this Ada, she knows her work. I have been building for 15 years, but she sees things I never notice. You made a good choice. Segan just smiled. But Ada's work did not stop at 8 p.m. At night, she still patrolled. Every night, from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m., she walked around the site, checking, watching, protecting. One night, 2 weeks after she started working there officially, Segan came back to the site late. He had been working in his office and decided to check on the property. It was 11:30 p.m. He expected Ada to be sleeping. Instead, he found her on the roof,
Sitting.
watching the street.
Ada?
"What are you doing up here?" She jumped, startled, then relaxed when she saw it was him. "Sir? I thought you went home." "I did. I came back." "Why are you not sleeping?" "I am watching, sir. Thieves usually come between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. I have to be alert." Segan sat down next to her. "Ada, you work from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Then you patrol all night. When do you sleep?" "I sleep from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. and again from 4 a.m. to 5:30 a.m. It is enough." "That is only 4.5 hours." Ada shrugged. "It is enough for me." Segan was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "You do not have to do this anymore. I can hire security again." "No, sir." "Why not?" "Because guards do not care. They just collect money and sleep. I care. This building, it saved my life. I will protect it properly." They sat there in silence for a while. Then Ada asked, "Sir, why are you really building this?" Segan was surprised by the question. "What do you mean?" "I have been looking at your plans. This is not a regular rental property. You designed it with care. Good materials. Proper spacing. Even small details like the balcony railings, they are stronger than they need to be. More expensive." "Why?" Segan smiled. "You noticed. I am an architect. I notice everything. You are right. I am not just building this for money. I mean, yes, I want the rental income. But..." He paused. "My father was a block molder. He made cement blocks for a living. He worked hard every day. But he never owned property. Never built anything of his own. He died in a rented room. When he was sick, I promised him I would build something. Something good. Something that would last. This building is that promise. I want it to be strong. To last 50 years. To stand long after I am gone." Ada nodded slowly. "That is a good reason. What about you?"
Segan asked.
"Before all this happened, before you lost everything, what were you building?" Ada's face changed. Pain flashed across it. "I was building a small house for my mother. She raised me alone. My father left when I was young. She worked as a cleaner to pay for my education. Through university and everything. I wanted to build her a house. Something small but nice. So she would not have to pay rent anymore. But then my father, the one who abandoned us, got sick. And even though he left us, I could not let him die without trying to help.
So I sold the land.
The land for my mother's house. To pay for his treatment.
He died anyway.
And my mother, she never got her house. Where is she now?" "She died last year. Still living in a rented room. She never got to see me build anything for her." Ada's voice broke at the end. They sat there on the roof of the unfinished building, two people who had both made promises they could not keep. "We will finish this building," Segan said suddenly. "And when we do, it will be for both of them. Your mother and my father. We will build something that lasts." Ada looked at him with tears in her eyes. "Yes, sir. We will." That night, something changed between them. They were not just builder and architect anymore. They were partners, building something bigger than just a property. 3 weeks later, the thieves came back. It was 2 a.m. Ada was on the 3rd floor, checking the window frames, when she heard voices downstairs. For men. She could hear them clearly. "Hurry up. Get the generator." "What about the cement?" "Forget the cement.
Too heavy."
Just take the generator and the wiring. We can sell them tomorrow." Ada's blood went hot. Not her generator. Not her site. She grabbed her stick, the same one she had been using for months, and ran downstairs. "Thief! Thief!" she shouted at the top of her voice. The four men froze. They saw a small woman running at them with a stick. They laughed. Nah, woman, one of them said. What can you do? Leave now, Ada said, holding the stick like a weapon. This is private property. I have called the police. They are coming. She had not called anyone. She did not have a phone. This girl day craze, another thief said. Make we just carry the generator, make we go. They moved toward the generator. Ada ran forward and swung the stick. It hit one of them in the shoulder.
Hard.
This girl hit me. Now they were angry. Two of them rushed at her. Ada swung the stick again. She was small, but she was fast. And she was desperate. She hit one in the ribs, kicked another in the knee. But there were four of them. One grabbed the stick from behind. Another pushed her. She fell hard on the concrete floor. Foolish woman. We will teach you a lesson. They stood over her. One raised his leg to kick her. Then a voice rang out from the darkness. Touch her, and you will not leave this place alive. Everyone froze. Segan stepped into the light. He was holding a machete. Behind him were two of his workers who lived nearby. They also had machetes.
Leave.
Now, Segan said. His voice was calm, but deadly. The thieves looked at each other. Four of them. But three men with machetes, that was different. I said leave. The thieves ran. They abandoned the generator and disappeared into the night. Segan rushed to Ada. She was still on the ground, holding her arm. Are you okay? I am fine, sir. Just bruised. Ada, you could have been killed. Why did you fight them alone? Because this is our site, sir. Nobody steals from here. Segan helped her up. His workers were shocked. This not the architect? One of them asked. She fights thieves? Yes, Segan said. She has been fighting them for months. That is why nothing has been stolen from this site. The workers looked at Ada with new eyes. With respect. From tonight, Segan said, I will hire 3 night guards. Real ones. You cannot do this alone anymore. But sir, guards are expensive. I do not care. Your life is more valuable than any generator. You will rest at night. That is final. Ada wanted to argue, but she saw the look on Segan's face. He was not just worried about the property anymore. He was worried about her. After that night, 3 things changed. First, Segan hired 3 strong guards. Ex-military men. They took the night shift seriously. They carried torches and sticks and walked the property every hour. Second, he moved Ada from the boys' quarters to a better room on the first floor. He put an Arrayal bed, a fan, a small cooking stove, and a door that locked properly. You need proper rest, he said. You work too hard. Third, and this was the thing he did not tell anyone, he started thinking about Ada differently. He found himself looking forward to coming to the site. Not to check the building. To see her. He noticed little things. The way she tucked her hair behind her ear when she was concentrating on a drawing. The way she smiled when a worker did something correctly. The way her eyes lit up when she talked about architecture. One day, his friend Tund came to visit the site. So this is the famous building? Tund asked.
Yes.
4 months until completion. They walked around. Tund was impressed. You did well. Very solid work. Then he saw Ada. She was on the 3rd floor, showing workers how to install a window properly. Who is that? Tund asked. That is Ada, my architect. She works for you?
Yes.
Best decision I ever made. Tund watched her for a moment. Then he said quietly, Segan, be careful. What do you mean? The way you look at her. It is not the way you look at an employee. Segan's face went hot. I do not know what you are talking about. Tund laughed. Yes, you do. I have known you for 15 years. I know that look. You are falling for her. That is ridiculous. She works for me. That is all. If you say so. But after Tund left, Segan could not stop thinking about what he said. Was it true? Was he falling for Ada? He tried to deny it, but the signs were there. He worried about her constantly, made sure she ate properly, bought her things she needed before she even asked, came to the site more often than necessary just to see her face. And worst of all, he could not imagine finishing the building without her. Not because she was a good architect, because he could not imagine his life without her. 2 months later, the building was 90% complete. The plastering was done. The painting was starting. The electrical was finished. Plumbing was tested and working. Tiles were being laid. It was beautiful. Ada stood on the roof one evening, looking at the sunset over Lagos. Segan came up to join her.
"We did it," he said.
"Almost done." "Yes," Ada said. But her voice was sad. "What is wrong? You should be happy." Ada was quiet for a long time. Then she said, "Sir, when this building is finished, what happens to me?" Segan's stomach dropped. "What do you mean?" "The job is temporary. Once the building is complete, you do not need an architect anymore. You will rent out the apartments. And I will have to find somewhere else to go." She looked at him with tears in her eyes. "This building has been my home for 8 months. My safe place. My purpose. When it is finished, I will be homeless again." Segan's chest felt tight. "Ada, I am sorry, sir. I should not complain. You have been so kind to me. You saved my life. Gave me work. Gave me dignity back. I should be grateful. Ada, listen to me. I just wish." She stopped, tears falling. "I just wish I could stay. That is all. I wish this building never had to be finished. I wish I could work on it forever." Segan took her hand. She looked up, shocked. "Ada, the building will be finished. But that does not mean you have to leave." "Sir, I have 4 more projects lined up. 1 in Aja, 1 in Magodo, 1 in Ibejaleki. I need an architect for all of them. If you want the job, it is yours." Ada's eyes went wide. "Sir, are you serious?"
"Yes."
"But that is not all." He took a deep breath. "When I first found you on the site, I thought you were a thief. But you were not. You were a guardian. You protected my dream when you had nothing. Over these months, I have watched you.
D.
Continue. Do you work? I have watched you fight. I have watched you care about every detail of this building like it was your own. And somewhere along the way, I stopped seeing you as just my architect. I started seeing you as someone I cannot imagine my life without." Ada's tears were falling faster now. "Sir, what are you saying?" "I am saying that when this building is finished, I do not want you to just work for me on the next project. I want you to be my partner. In business. And—"
He paused. "And in life."
"If you'll have me." Ada's hand went to her mouth. "Sir, are you asking me to marry me?"
"Yes."
"I know it is crazy. I know we come from different places. I know you might think I am just being kind, or that I pity you. But I do not pity you, Ada. I admire you. I respect you. I love you. But, sir, I have nothing. No family. No money. No home. I was homeless. You were homeless. Past tense. And you were homeless because you chose to save your father instead of yourself. That is not weakness. That is strength. That is character." He held both her hands now. "Ada, you protected this building with your life. You fought thieves with a stick when you could have just walked away. You fixed problems nobody else saw. You cared when you had every reason not to care. That is the kind of person I want to build with. Not just buildings. A life." Ada was crying so hard, she could barely breathe. "James, I do not deserve this." "Yes, you do. You deserve everything. And I want to give it to you. But what will people say? Your friends? Your family? I do not care what people say. I care what you say. So I am asking you, will you marry me?" Ada looked at this man. This kind, hard-working man who had given her a second chance when everyone else looked away. A man who saw her sleeping on concrete and did not call the police, did not chase her away, did not judge her. A man who gave her work,
dignity, purpose, hope.
And now he was giving her love. "Yes," she whispered. "Yes, I will marry you." Segan pulled her into his arms and held her as the sun set over the unfinished building that had brought them together. The next morning, Segan called everyone to the site. All the workers, Connell the project manager, the security guards, everyone. "I have 2 announcements," he said. Everyone stood around, curious. "First, this building will be finished in 1 month. You have all worked hard. Thank you. When we complete, everyone will get a bonus. 1 month's extra salary." The workers cheered. "Second announcement."
He paused.
"I am getting married." Shocked silence. To Ada. You could hear a pin drop. Then one of the workers shouted, "The architect?"
"Yes."
"The architect. She will be my wife. And she will continue to work with me on all my future projects. As my partner." Connell stepped forward, smiling. "Olga, this is good news. This woman has worked harder than all of us. She deserves happiness." The other workers started clapping. Slowly at first, then louder. Ada stood there, overwhelmed. These men who had doubted her at first, who had questioned a woman telling them how to work, were now celebrating her. "Madam," one of them shouted, "we are happy for you."
"You deserve it," another said.
But not everyone was happy. That evening, Segan's mother came to the site. She had heard the news. "Segan, what is this nonsense I am hearing? You are marrying a homeless woman." "Mama, please do not call her that." "But it is true. She was sleeping in this building like a mad woman." "She was not mad. She was surviving. And she was protecting my investment while doing it." His mother paced around angrily. "Segan, think about this. You are a successful businessman. You can marry anyone. A lawyer, a doctor, a banker. Why a homeless woman with nothing?" "Because she has everything that matters. Character, integrity,
Courage,
intelligence. She is a trained architect. She has more education than half the women you want me to marry. But her condition was not her fault. She lost everything trying to save her father. That is not a character flaw. That is love." His mother sat down, tired. "People will talk, Segan. Let them talk. Ada protected my 50 million Nigerian Naira's property for months when nobody else could. She fixed problems that saved me from future disasters. She worked harder than anyone I know. She is not a charity case, Mama. She is the best thing that ever happened to me." His mother looked at her son for a long time. Then she sighed. "You love her." "Yes, Mama. I love her." "Then I will accept her. But Segan, do not let people disrespect her because of her past. Protect her." "I will, Mama. I promise." For weeks later, the building was finished. 4 stories, 16 apartments. Perfect in every detail. The painting was done, cream walls with brown accents. The tiles shined. The electrical worked perfectly. The plumbing had no leaks. The windows fit properly. The doors closed smoothly. It was beautiful. More than beautiful. It was solid. Professional. Built to last. The day of the completion inspection, the building inspector came. He spent 3 hours checking everything. Finally, he signed the completion certificate. "This is excellent work," he said to Segan. "I have inspected buildings in this area for 10 years. Most of them have problems. Cut corners. Poor materials. Bad workmanship. But this is how buildings should be built." "Thank you," Segan said. "But the credit goes to her." He pointed to Ada. "She is your architect."
"Yes.
"And soon, she will be my wife." The inspector looked at Ada with respect. "Madam, you did excellent work. If you need a reference for future projects, call me." Ada smiled. tears in her eyes. Thank you, sir. That evening, they held a small ceremony at the site. Just close friends and family. They roasted a goat, played music, celebrated. Segan stood up to make a speech. 8 months ago, I thought thieves were leaving my building alone because I was lucky. But it was not luck. It was Ada. Everyone looked at her. She lived here when she had nowhere else to go. But instead of just hiding, she protected this place.
She fought thieves.
She chased them away with just a stick. She risked her life to save my investment. And when I discovered her, I could have called the police. I could have chased her away. But something told me, this woman is special. He walked over to Ada and took her hand. She was not just protecting my building. She was protecting her home. And she did it with more dedication than any paid guard ever did. This building stands here today because of her. Not just because she is a good architect, but because she cared. She cared when she had every reason not to care. So tonight we celebrate not just a finished building. We celebrate Ada, the guardian, the architect, the woman who will be my wife. Everyone clapped and cheered. Ada stood up, crying. I do not have a long speech. I just want to say, this building saved my life. And Segan saved my life. I was homeless, broken,
Lost.
I thought I would die on the streets. But God brought me to this place. And God brought this man to find me. And now I have a home. I have work. I have love. I have everything I thought I lost forever. She looked around at everyone. To anyone who thinks they have lost everything, you have not. God can restore anything.
He restored me.
He can restore you too. The celebration continued into the night. 3 years after the building was completed, Segan and Ada stood in front of their 6th property. They were no longer just building to rent. They were building a company, Adeyemi and Associates, a construction and architecture firm. They had 15 employees now. They were building properties all over Lagos,
Lekki, Aja,
Magodo, Ibeja-Lekki, even Victoria Island. They were known for one thing: quality. Every building they made was solid, professional, built to last. And everyone knew why. Because Ada checked every detail. Nothing left her office unless it was perfect. But more than that, they had started something new. The Second Chance Housing Project. They built small, affordable housing for homeless people who wanted to work. Not charity. Not free housing. Work to own. Homeless people could apply. If accepted, they lived in the apartment free for 1 year while working for Adeyemi and Associates. They learned construction, architecture, project management, real skills. After 1 year, if they worked hard, they could buy the apartment at cost. No profit, just materials and labor. In 3 years, they had housed 47 formerly homeless people. 23 of them had already bought their apartments. The others were working toward it. Ada ran the program herself. I was homeless once, she would tell people. I know what it feels like to have nothing, to sleep on concrete, to wonder if you will die on the streets. If someone had given me a chance earlier, I would not have suffered so much. So now I give others the chance I wish I had. The program became famous. Newspapers wrote about it. TV stations interviewed them. Other developers started copying the idea. But Ada did not care about fame. She cared about results. One day, a young woman came to her office. She was thin,
dirty,
wearing torn clothes. Please, the woman said. I heard about your program. I am an accountant. I lost my job, lost my home. I have been on the streets for 2 months. Please, I want to work. I want a second chance. Ada looked at her and saw herself 3 years ago. What is your name? Chioma, ma. Chioma, sit down. Tell me your story. As Chioma told her story, Ada listened, really listened. And when Chioma finished, Ada said, You start tomorrow. I will give you an apartment in Aja. You will work in our accounts department. 1 year. Work hard. Show up every day. And the apartment becomes yours. Chioma started crying. Thank you. Thank you so much. Do not thank me yet. Thank me after you buy your apartment. That evening, Ada went home to their house in Lekki Phase 1. A nice house. Not too big. Not too flashy. Just comfortable. Segan was in the living room, playing with their 1-year-old daughter, Amara. How was your day? He asked.
Good.
We accepted another person into the program. An accountant. She reminded me of myself. Segan smiled. You save one person at a time. Someone saved me once. Now I save others. It is only fair. She sat down next to him. Baby Amara crawled into her lap. Do you remember that night? Ada asked. When you found me in the building? Every day, Segan said. What if you had called the police? What if you had chased me away? But I did not.
Why?
Why did you help me? Segan thought about it. Because when I saw you with that stick, ready to fight thieves to protect something that was not even yours, I knew you were special. I knew God had put you there for a reason. And I was right. You were not just protecting my building. You were waiting for me to find you. Ada leaned her head on his shoulder. I was so scared that night. I thought you would hate me. I thought I would lose everything again. But you did not lose anything. You gained everything. Because of you. No, Segan said. Because you had the courage to protect something that mattered. That is why everything worked out. Not because I found you, but because when you had nothing, you still cared about something bigger than yourself. They sat there in their living room, holding their daughter, thinking about how far they had come. From concrete floors to a comfortable home. From fighting thieves with sticks to building an empire. From homelessness to helping others escape homelessness. All because one woman refused to give up. And one man saw her value when everyone else would have seen only her condition. 5 years after that first night, they returned to the original building. The building where it all started. Where Ada had lived on concrete. Where she had fought thieves. Where Segan had found her. The building was full now. All 16 apartments rented. Good families living there. Paying their rent on time. Taking care of the property. But Segan and Ada kept one apartment. The one on the second floor. The exact spot where Ada used to sleep. They did not rent it out. Instead, they turned it into an office for the Second Chance program. It was where they interviewed homeless people who wanted a fresh start. On the wall, they hung a plaque. The Guardian's Place. This building was protected for 4 months by a homeless woman who had nothing but courage. She fought thieves with a stick to protect someone else's dream. Because of her, this building stands today. Her name was Ada Adeyemi. If she could rise from sleeping on concrete to building an empire,
so can you.
Never give up. Every person who came for an interview saw that plaque first, and every person who read it understood. This program was not about charity. It was about recognizing potential in people others had given up on. That evening, Ada and Segan stood on the roof of the building. The same roof where they had sat years ago, talking about their lost dreams. Your father would be proud, Ada said. Your mother would be proud too, Segan replied. They looked out at the Lagos skyline. Somewhere in that city, there were people sleeping on streets. In unfinished buildings. Under bridges. People who had lost everything, but not their dignity. People who were protecting something. Caring about something. Hoping for something. People waiting for someone to see them. We will keep building, Ada said. We will keep giving chances. One person at a time. Until there are no more people sleeping on concrete, Segan added. That is a big dream. We have built bigger things from less, Segan said, smiling. They went back downstairs, hand in hand, ready to keep building. Not just buildings. Futures.
Hope.
Second chances. Because they knew the truth that most people forget. The person sleeping on your construction site might not be a thief. They might be your future. Do not judge people by their condition. Judge them by their character. The homeless woman protecting your property might be the architect you need. The person sleeping on concrete might be your future partner. God puts people in unusual places to test if you will see their value or just their poverty. When you had nothing, you still cared about something. That is the definition of character. Honest question: if you found a homeless person living in your property, would you call the police or ask them why they are there? Emmett. Call police if you would chase them away. Ask why if you would listen to their story first.
Be honest.
What would you do? Backhand index pointing down. And if this story touched you, subscribe for more powerful moral stories every week.
Hit that like button.
Share this with someone who judges people too quickly. Thanks for watching.